Welcome to the Freedom Camp Podcast, rooted in truth, growing in freedom, and built on the belief that you weren't meant to grow alone. Each week, I'll share honest stories, insights, and simple questions to help you explore the unseen things that keep you from living in the freedom that's already yours. And take brave, intentional steps toward the life you were made for. This is your space to reconnect with your authentic self and grow in freedom on purpose.
I've been observing again, not just in Freedom Camp, but in my own life as well. And there's these moments where I unintentionally seem to turn my relationship with God into another project to manage, another thing to improve, another place to perform, and another box to check. And I was wondering, why does my faith sometimes feel like another job? Have you ever felt that? For several years now, my health journey with autoimmune, Hashimoto's, leaky gut, MTHFR, and some perimenopause for good measure, has sounded like, what supplement am I missing? What test do I need now? What protocol will fix this? What's wrong with me? How are these things related? And how do I feel better? And not that any of those questions are wrong or don't matter, but they don't help my nervous system. They don't help my nervous system to calm, to rest and digest. And they certainly don't help me receive God's love for me. So I started praying to receive God's love, and I noticed something changing. I stopped asking, how do I fix my body? And I started asking, what is my body trying to tell me? How can I cooperate with my body? And how can I support my body? And that may seem like a tiny shift, but it completely changed my relationship with my body and with my healing. And lately I've realized, I wonder if I've done the same thing with God. So I'm curious, where have you unintentionally replaced relationship with performance? So here's a pattern that I think I'm noticing. Whenever I think that my job is to produce the fruit, I become anxious or controlling, critical of myself, always feeling behind, and always feeling like I should be doing more. Because I'm not trying to manufacture what only grows from connection. So here's a pattern that I think I'm noticing. Whenever I'm thinking that it's my job to produce the fruit, i.e. the spiritual fruit talked about in Galatians, joy and peace and faithfulness and self-control, and I become anxious, I become controlling, I become critical of myself and always feeling behind and like I should be doing more because I'm trying to manufacture what only grows from connection. So during Freedom Camp this week, we drew a tree. And at first it seemed like maybe it was too simple. Trunk, branches, fruit, roots, weeds. But we did it because something has clicked with me. On the farm, in nature, I don't see trees standing in an orchard striving or straining to produce anything. They stay rooted, they receive, they grow, and in due time, fruit appears. And it's not because the tree tried harder, it's because it stayed connected to its source. It stayed authentic to who God created the tree to be. And producing fruit isn't the tree's job. Tending to the roots is. If I looked out my window right now and any of the trees that I see started turning noticeably brown in July, I wouldn't go tape green leaves onto the branches. I'd look at the roots, I'd look at the soil, I'd look at the water, I'd look at the light. And I wonder how often I try to tape fruit onto my own life when there are areas where it's turning brown, where it's dry and becoming lifeless. There are still days where I think, ooh, I really need to be more patient. I wish I was more joyful. I definitely need to trust God more. I need to have more faith. And all of those sound spiritual, but maybe the better question is, how are my roots when it comes to my faith? Or how are my roots when it comes to patience? Or when it comes to joy? So I've got an experiment for you to try this week if you would like to join us. The experiment is to take 5 minutes or so and picture a tree and picture the fruit and picture the branches. And now slowly move your attention underground to the roots and ask yourself, what has been nourishing my roots lately? What are the ways that I connect to God? What are the things that make my relationship with God feel alive and growing? Those are the things that are tending to your roots. And then I want you to picture some weeds. And the weeds are anything that quietly steals your life. It distracts from your connection with God, or it smothers it out. And notice the weeds, not with shame, just curiosity. So, a question to ponder this week is, where have I unintentionally replaced relationship with performance? And not like, how can I perform better or grow faster, but simply, where have I replaced relationship with performance? Or where have I replaced authentic, might get messy, need to roll up your sleeves, don't know how this is going to go relationship with the perfectly manicured, everything is great, smile performance? That's really what I'm talking about. And particularly as it relates to your relationship with God. Stay curious and keep becoming.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom Camp podcast, where we believe freedom is nurtured from within and grows when you tend to it. If this stirred something in you, let it take root this week and see what grows. And if you enjoyed this or found it meaningful, please give the gift of a review, share it with a friend, and leave a comment below. It helps us build this podcast community because we weren't meant to grow alone.